Let's record.
Hey everyone, this is some of the cast members of the ABW production show, Straight Up. It's an entertainment show, and we are here to review the Million-Second Quiz. Guys, what did you think of the show?
Well, I like the show a lot. I was anticipating it the whole time. I love Ryan Seacrest, and it reminds me of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but a more modern, social media-driven version.
Definitely. I was thinking Who Wants to Be a Millionaire the whole time. The questions I thought were pretty simple, some of them.
Yeah, some of them were pretty easy. The episode that I watched, I got really into it. I was like yelling at the camera. Like I knew all the answers. But then there were some, I like that it's up to date. Like, because some of the questions they would ask were events that took place
Current
that
events,
same day.
definitely.
And so it was just interesting that they were able to incorporate those questions so fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely thought that this show was more like, whereas Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I thought that was more like, I don't want to say like intellect, because I feel like these people in the show are also very smart and like very up to date and like in the know and things like that, but I thought that this one was more like what's going on in our world nowadays driven, whereas like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was more like book smart, like can you tell me this, can you tell me that, can you tell me this, whereas this one's just more like she said, like, you know, they had to know what was going on like up to that second, like that they asked that question. So I thought that was absolutely amazing, especially since some people have to stay overnight in that hourglass thing. It's like that how it
runs
works.
24
Very
hours.
continuous. What do you guys think about that part? That it was like continuous,
Well,
10 second, $10 a minute or a 2nd, right?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Well, this is the first game show on primetime TV since like the 70s, so they had to try to think of they had to think of ways to keep like the young audience engaged. So social media, 24 hours, $10 a second, all of that was the way they marketed it. And I also think if it wasn't by Ryan Seacrest, not many people
It
would
probably,
watch it.
yeah.
He's got
I
big
mean,
pull.
I think that made it kind of confusing though, no? Because I think it's just so intricate and there's just so many different segments to the overall game show.
Right.
So I think at some points I kind of got lost because I didn't know what was going on. Like you had the person in the money chair and then you had the person like competing with him. But then you had other people like in other places like doing it on like their tablets and stuff.
And like,
so.
I wasn't sure who they were supporting, what they were doing.
Or if they can
Um,
get up to the money chair, which I think
definitely.
you can, but it just seems
Yeah.
very complicated.
It's like
It was.
Yeah.
It's like if you were coming in the middle, like I was, like I just watched it, you know, so I admit I just watched it like for the first time last night, but it's just kind of like if you were just coming in like I was, it was very hard for you to figure out, like I had to take notes like on my thing so I could figure out like exactly what was going on, like what was line jumping, what was the winners circle,
You had to have like a background.
winners row, right,
information
exactly.
before.
So it's like it really took me a minute to figure out what exactly was going on with all of this because the show's very, very fast paced, which makes sense because it's like $10 a second. They're not trying to waste any time with this show at
It definitely,
all.
like, that part, it definitely keeps your interest. You know,
Right.
quick
Yeah.
questions. Ryan Seacrest was really good. He had to be on point with, you know, he couldn't stumble.
And it was
There-
live.
Right.
It was live, yeah.
Right.
It's outside too, which I think is really interesting. Because
Yeah.
a lot of those shows
Yeah.
take place like in a studio. I think the fact that it's outside, it's way more connecting with the audience type of thing.
But they had,
I like that
they had
concept.
something over them. They had to have because of weather, right?
I
It
couldn't
didn't
really
look
tell.
like it.
Yeah, it didn't look like it, but
Interesting.
I mean, he would reference to it was storming and
Yeah.
stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. No, but I enjoyed it. I think that it was really intricate and complex, and I think that's why it was something new and innovative. And I just wonder how many people were able to watch every single episode. Actually,
day,
who tuned in 8 o'clock every night to see them all? I wonder, like, what the viewings were. Like, that would be
Yeah.
interesting to know. Like,
I mean, like, I feel as far as, like, as how, like, interactive that this show is, I mean, I feel like even if you couldn't watch it, there was, like, ways to stay, like, up to date with what was going on. But like you said, I mean, like, we live in a busy, busy world. And I feel like they kind of acknowledge that, too, because this show only goes on for, like, 4 days or something like that, you know?
11.
11?
Mhm.
So it's just, like, it's, like, really, really quick, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I mean, I think the concept of, like, the $1 million quiz or million-second quiz is just, like, very, very interesting because it's, like, it actually is, like, a million seconds. You know what I mean?
And they
So-
made it's like an event.
Right. Like this is like obviously it's a competition, but it feels like one of those like special things, like the I don't want to say like the Olympics because obviously the Olympics is huge, but it's just like it's like one of those things that comes and it goes, and it's like you're either a part
I
of
wonder
it
how
or
often
you're not.
do they
They're
have
gonna do
plans?
it,
It
yeah.
depends
Exactly.
on how
How it
it
does.
Right.
And the finale is Thursday. It'll be the biggest prize in game show history.
Tomorrow.
So $2
Yeah.
million.
$2 million.
and that's
which-
insane too. That's why I think it's interesting because it's the biggest pot of a game show. but over the course of 11 days. You know, I think that concept is cool, but it's back to what you said, how many people have the time, not only to watch it for those 11 days, but who can actually sit and play it that whole time
Yeah.
is like a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's a game of endurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I never
it
really
really
thought
does
about.
combine
Yeah.
different game shows. There's so many endurance game shows. There's so many like physical. So this was like definitely combine that, like what you can take mentally and physically.
Not to mention, a lot of people put their lives on hold for this game. Like the one Andrew, who is the top one, adorable. He had a job, and like the job was like, go stay, like, you know, win your money, and he was like, I'll still go back to the job. I think he was a little bit crazy for that, but I mean, because I mean, if I win $2 million, is deuces.
Resort.
Right.
The one lady is like, I want my husband to be a stay-at-home dad. I was like, woo.
Right, yeah, that was cute.
Love
And
that.
the other kid was in college. Like, I don't think that my parents would be supportive if I was like, I'm gonna take off
Yeah.
days
He
of
said
school
he
right
had
before my
his
exams.
tests and
Right,
had finals
exactly.
coming up,
Because
yeah.
my parents would be like, so what you gonna do if you don't win that $10 million? Like,
Yeah.
you gonna fail out of school? Because I've been paying for school. So it's just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
kind of like, there's a lot of different things that go into this. And I feel like from also like a hosting point of view, I like what you said about Ryan Seacrest. Like, he doesn't stumble. He has his words. He's very articulate. Just because I feel like when it's so timed and it's so precise, like, you don't have time to stumble, because then you're messing with the contestants and their money and their time and things like that. So I appreciate him as a host and how well he handles the whole situation, because it is just super fast paced. Like, I feel like I was holding my breath while watching this show.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think everyone can have respect for Ryan Seacrest, you know, for what he's done in the past, his producing. So just alone, you know, him putting this together, being the producer.
He's the only reason I watch it.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly,
we're
I
an
would.
entertainment
Yeah,
show.
right.
We love Ryan Seacrest. We can't deny that. But overall, we say yes.
I think
You
mean,
know,
I like it.
I like it.
I think it's. I mean, I thought it
I'm
was
excited
good.
to see what happens tomorrow in the finale for sure.
I'm excited
Yeah, I
to
think I
see,
should go
you know,
watch
if they
it.
decide to do another season, when they decide to do a season, if they're going to extend the gameplay, if they're going to shorten it. Because I think there
How
will
it
be
will
tweaks.
change.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
that come along
I
with
know
it.
it got about 5 million viewers a night, which is okay for TV.
Yeah.
Because American Idol, when it was in its prime, would get 20 million viewers a
Yeah.
night. So I don't know what they'll do if that will be enough.
They have to
Yeah.
keep the hype going. You know, like it's all about keeping the hype going.
Which I think they had a lot of.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's how people were able to quit their job. Well, not quit their jobs, but,
Exactly.
you know, kind of put their life on pause because
Right.
it was, you know, once in a lifetime opportunity kind of thing,
Yeah.
being on one of these shows.
Mhm.
So,
Definitely.
I totally had a thought about it, and I can't even. I don't even remember what I was. Gosh, I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I think we're all probably going to be tuning in tomorrow.
Yeah, to
Agree?
see who wins.
To see who wins. See that $2 million. That's unbelievable.
hopefully it was someone that I had actually seen because just like
Yeah.
Jasmine, I only watched it for the one night.
Oh, the woman at the end when she said that she
When
hit
she
the
hit
buzzer.
the button,
Exactly.
yeah.
She said that she hit the button. I'm curious to see what happens with that. If something happened overnight where they're like, we reviewed tapes, like she did hit the button or
Yeah.
she didn't hit the button, or because I mean that's huge. That's life changing. And if you're
Yeah.
telling me that I didn't hit that button when I know I hit that button before, like you're taking money from me. And then like for as far as like the other guy's concerned, he'd be getting money taken from him too, because if she actually did hit the button, he just thought he won all this money and he's in winner's
he
row
took
now
her
and he
money,
might
yeah.
not be right. Exactly. So I'm really curious to see what happens with that, or if like it doesn't happen immediately, if we see something down the line with that, like she's like, no, like I hit that button, I want my money, you know what
Definitely
I mean?
passion involved, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, she was like
when
on the verge
$2
of
million
tears.
is on the
Right.
line, I think we
Definitely
could all.
passionate.
Even the other people in Winner's Row were like devastated for her. Like they were so shocked. They were like, did she not hit the button? Because like obviously she's been doing this for days now, so like she knows how
Yeah.
this works. She would have hit the button, you
Yeah,
know.
people
So.
are
it's-
very
it's
into
They
it now.
sleep there. I mean,
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like camping outside for a One Direction concert or something.
I might end up having to hurt somebody locked up in that little thing like all day. I'd be like, you are really pressing my nerves right about.
Yeah, you
You're trying
definitely have to wonder what goes on when they're, you know, sleeping,
Off the
like
camera,
off
yeah.
camera, what's
Yeah.
going on. But anyway, I think overall we thought, you know, it was a new innovative idea for a show. We all had, you know, our critiques, but overall we were happy with it. We're going to be tuning in, and this is Straight Up. Thanks for your time. We'll see you next time.